What's up, boys? It's Dawson, and this is just gonna be like an unedited rant on just my strategy. And this is the strategy that's helped me make over, 6 figures in the last year. So I would pay attention if I was you. Perfect. Let's get into it. First things first, my strategy is I'm pretty big, especially now after taking a good amount of trades. Is don't trade pre-market. It's a full manipulation, and everything. And my strategy does utilize manipulation, but don't trade pre-market with my strategy. It's not the best. Um, Pretty much going into my strategy though is essentially what we look for, and this is going to be very short and very blunt of what we look for. Pretty much what I want to look for is a pump up in the morning and then a slow right before pre-market, a slow dribble down, and then I want to see a push up right as market opens, a manipulate, a sweep out of the highs into a key level, and then a push inversing a fair value gap like this right here, or having a break of structure like here, where then we would enter our position for a 1 to 3. And this is a great example right here. We would enter this position here off this IFVG. Our stops would have been right here, and we'd entered in a nice 1 to 3 on this, and we would end up hitting full TP. So as far as our target levels, there's a few levels you could target down here. If you want to play it safer with a tighter stop, you can target this 15-minute FVG right here, or you can target sweep out lows like we were doing on this day. Or you could target, pre-levels down all the way down here, 15-minute FVG down here. And then for the key levels, I typically like to start with at least like a 2-hour or a 4-hour. So I'm looking at 2-hour key levels. I normally want to find a 2-hour key level such as this for a retracement area. So in this trade right here, there's my 2-hour. Oh, let me mark that out right. There's my 2-hour. We also created a 4-hour down here, I believe. No, another 2-hour down here. So this is another possible retestment zone, which in this one we actually did retest into. Just barely wicked into it and filled liquidity. So as far as this trade would have gone, you had the liquidity sweep inside that key level above the previous high in the 15-minute. We were inside a key level previously. We had the IFVG right here with a break of structure right under it. We entered off the IFVG, and then we swept out 2-hour FVG as well, and then we continued our push down. If I was in this trade, especially being right here, I would have looked and been more careful just in case it didn't retest down here and then start making its way up again, and then I would have got stomped out break even. Since it did inverse this 2-hour IFVG right here, this is where I would start targeting this previous either gap right here, previous day gap, or I would start targeting the lower time frame one down here on this 2-hour FVG. If we also scale out to the 4-hour, we're inside a 4-hour new day opening gap. There's also the 4-hour FVG is still prominent here. The 2-hour right here is not as prominent. So when you guys look at that, is okay, it's a prominent on the 2-hour, but not on the 4-hour. So I would show, okay, maybe this isn't as likely to retest and bounce. It doesn't have as much liquidity as I'm thinking personally. Keep in mind though, our entry still plays perfectly on this as well. Keep in mind the break structure would not have been as clean, but with our entry still works perfectly with this liquidity sweep. On every single time frame we have the liquidity sweep, and we also had a 3-prong up here as well inside that key level. So everything worked as far as that. And even if you were to enter off the 2-hour FVG right, or 4-hour FVG right here using my same strategy, you would have still had a full take profit on this trade right here. Boom, for a nice trade. So it works 100%. Targeting these key levels, definitely make sure if you're targeting a 15-minute FVG, make sure that's not inside a bigger 1-hour FVG, because I do see some traders who are targeting a 15-minute that's like this, and then the 4 hours like this, and then it rarely wicks into the 4-hour and then fills liquidity, and the 15 minutes still down here, and they end up getting stomped out. So make sure you're checking all the time frames. Make sure you're doing your due diligence before you guys hop in the trade. And make sure there's key levels of liquidity, 100%. And I use my strategy and indicator right here, seek and sweep right here, and then this is my strategy. So if you guys want that, I'll link it in the bio. But yeah, just make sure trade out the liquidity sweep. Don't risk more than 1 to 3% of your account. Try to get a 1 to 3 RR minimum, 1 to 2 minimum. I like to go for 1 to 3 to 1 to 6 RR. Make sure you're adjusting your stops accordingly as you're going down. If you're in a lot of profit, maybe bring them down just a little bit. If you're really confident with the trade, just leave it how it is. That's normally how I am. Take one singular trade a day and try to target those key levels of liquidity. The market needs liquidity to move, so if you guys can get into those areas of liquidity on the entry and on the exit, I can guarantee you profitable trades. So stop guessing in the market and genuinely have a strategy and genuinely enter with conviction. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you guys of now. But yeah, that's pretty much my strategy and kind of how I trade these markets. Also, hey, no trading on CPI, guys. I know you guys want a full port. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, comment them down below and we'll connect soon. See ya.